Is Los Angeles prepared to host the second biggest sporting event in the world? This will mark the third time in history and the first in 40 years that the city will host the Olympics. But despite the experience, many updates are still needed. Can LA surpass its previous achievements? What strategy will the city adopt this time? Well, there's only one way to find out. Los Angeles easily stands out from other cities because it's hosted the Olympics twice in the past and now a third time alongside London and Paris. Nevertheless, a lot has changed since LA hosted it in 1932 and 1984. The city has a temperate climate, which is conducive to almost all sporting events in the Summer Olympics. As a result of this, it already has most of the facilities on ground, while others are being renovated. The 2028 Summer Olympics will feature about 35 sports. Basketball, cricket, flag football, lacrosse, and squash were proposed as additional sports by the organizing committee, being approved by IOC in 2023. Several other competitions will take place in iconic venues like the LA Memorial Coliseum, the arena in downtown LA, and the stadium in Inglewood. The Sepulveda Basin Recreation Area will also be busy with events such as the BMX freestyle, BMX racing, skateboarding park, and archery. Los Angeles 2028 venue plans focus on the use of the existing stadiums to cut down the need for temporary venues, and this would help save about $150 million in cost. For public transit, LA is currently on a massive metro building spree. It's one of the city's expanding rail lines the most right now. Initially, this was to house LA city residents, but will also now serve Olympic event attendees. Currently, it's already being served by several extensive Metro Light rail lines from Santa Monica to Pasadena, Long Beach, East LA, San Fernando, and San Gabriel valleys. The Inland Empire and Metrolink's extensive commuter rail lines are also included, and they would be serving the 5 counties that make up the greater LA metro statistical area. This includes Los Angeles, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Ventura. The Metro also currently operates several subway lines, mainly in downtown LA and to Hollywood, and is being expanded to Beverly Hills and Santa Monica. There are connectors being built in downtown Union Station to eliminate the need for multiple transfers. The first place that foreigners will see when they come into LA is the airport. The Los Angeles International Airport will be upgraded with $14 billion, and this will include the addition of automated people movers connecting the central terminal area to the rail transit and a rental car facility. LAX has been around since 1928. At different times in history, it's been upgraded and expanded. For instance, the Tom Bradley Terminal was constructed in 1984, while the iconic light towers were installed in 2000 for the Democratic National Convention. Unlike most airports, LAX has 9 passenger airlines crew operations. This alone shows how unique the airport is. There are several car parks around the airport ground, and shuttles are also available to take people from the car parks to the 9 terminals. Aside from the terminals, LAX is also among the few airports that have 4 parallel runways. LAX has made a lot of positive investments. The airport is constrained by space, so it has little recourse but to build on existing property or off-field, like the new parking garages and rental car and transit center east of the airport. They would very much like to take over some more land to the north and move one of the runways so they're further apart, and that would increase the amount of arrivals and departures. These projects are being sponsored by the resources from the federal and the city coffers. It's no longer news that hosting the Olympics is an expensive adventure, and if LA doesn't plan carefully, it might cause more harm to its economy. The goal of the city is to generate enough profits from the Olympics that will last for generations to come. The mayor has emphasized that the Olympics is a great opportunity to showcase both the big attractions like Hollywood and small businesses in the city. No matter what happens, the 2028 Olympics has to be an improvement over the previous one of 1984, as back then Los Angeles was praised for putting together one of the most successful summer games both financially and otherwise. LA 28, the organizing committee, have put forward a budget of about $7 billion. While this might seem good on paper, there are certain times when the expenses exceed the Olympics budget. A good example of this is the Tokyo Games in 2021, where the city spent double the initial budget. The 2024 Paris Olympics has more than doubled the original monetary plans. Los Angeles can only cut down costs if it takes advantage of the lessons from the past. Despite the huge amounts that would be going into the organization, the benefits will also be huge. The hiring and spending will be done locally. Most of the contracts will be outsourced to locals as well. The economic impact of this will be evident for years after the Games. There will be a great influx of people when the Olympics finally kicks off. If this isn't properly managed, the impact would be devastating. For transportation, Los Angeles has gotten $80 million in federal funds to acquire 2,700 more buses throughout the Olympics. All the buses will have zero emissions and be fully powered by electricity. $54 million has also been approved for the expansion of the convention center. Construction will kick off in spring 2025 and round up before the 2028 Olympics and Paralympic Games begin. The convention center is managed by by ASM Global. A total of 190,000 square feet will be added to connect the south and west exhibit halls into one main hall, and the meeting room space will be expanded by 55,000 square feet. The plan also includes the redesigning of Gilbert Lindsay Plaza. This move to renovate the convention center will create jobs, and more revenues will be generated from the additional structures. So this singular move has the capacity to multiply the revenue of the city. Back in 1984, LA recorded a profit of $223 million, which is equivalent to $670 million today. It has to make this figure look like child's play come 2028. This has started with the city's no-build policy. Most of the other host cities that decided to jump on construction of new sports facilities ended up spending a lot of money. Since LA will not be following that pattern, its cost has been considerably reduced. During the Montreal Olympics in 1976, the city's lofty dreams and goals left financial burdens that lasted for years. Montreal embarked on the building of a magnificent stadium, but the delays and mismanagement made this decision a terrible one. When the unfinished stadium was later opened in 1976, the city had spent $970 million in place of its initial plans of just $112 million. For about 30 years, the building project continued to accrue interest, and this pushed the total expenditure to more than $1.47 billion. Yes, it was that huge. Till date, the Montreal Stadium stands out as the second most expensive to ever be built in the whole world. And let's not even talk about the economic consequences. The 2016 Rio Olympics also made a similar mistake by constructing venues that later became redundant after the games. Several other environmental damages and displacement of local communities were also recorded. This completely overrides the main goal of the Olympics, which should be for the good of the people and the expansion of the economy. In terms of organization, Los Angeles is looking forward to replicating the method adopted by the 2012 London and the 1992 Barcelona Games. London made use of its existing facilities to reduce wastage, while Barcelona ensured that the Olympics transformed its city positively. After the Games, Barcelona came back alive with an increase in tourism, a new beach, and a legacy that has spanned 3 decades. In the past, Los Angeles has intentionally brought down its costs by building only 2 new venues for the Olympics. These included the Olympic Swim Stadium at the University of Southern California for swimming events and the Olympic Velodrome at California State University for track cycling competitions. The 1984 LA Olympics contributed a great deal to the development in that region during that period. The traffic problems in the city will be improved upon by the Sepulveda Pass Metro Express lanes and the Purple D-Line Subway Section 1. These 2 construction projects are selected to reduce congestion and improve connectivity. In general, this will make the daily commutes better. The impact of this will outlive the Olympics itself. The values of properties will increase, businesses will grow, and tourism will be on a whole new level. A lot has been said about transportation, but other areas that will receive more attention are the $500 million JW Marriott Hotel expansion at LA Live, the $500 million OC Vibe mixed-use project, and the estimated $159 million Tri-Cal Hotel at the LA Convention Center. The beautiful thing about the strategies being employed by LA is that it would have the benefits of learning from events like the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the 2027 Super Bowl. If the Metro can successfully manage transportation during these major events, then the Olympics will be a walk in the park. It'll simply follow the pattern it used in these other sporting activities. The multitude of people that are being expected for the Olympics will require a place to stay. The organizers of the LA 28 are already thinking ahead as well. The UCLA campus will be occupied by the athletes and the training staff. As a result of this arrangement, Westwood, Beverly Hills, and the 405 freeway will experience increased security checkpoints and traffic. Even with all the innovations of the LA 28 team, one thing we can bet on is traffic. We can rest assured that there will always be car traffic whenever it's time for the games to start. 2 venues that will be at the receiving end of this traffic are the SoFi Stadium and the new Intuit Dome. Incidentally, both places are located in Inglewood. A perfect example of how bad the traffic can be is the experience during the Taylor Swift concerts and the NFL games in recent times. Let's just hope that this time around, it won't be that messy. Preparations are already in full swing for the Los Angeles Olympics 2028, and it promises to be bigger than the previous Olympics held in the city. The primary goal is to ensure lasting economic benefits post-Olympics. That being said, head to the comments and tell us what you think of LA's plans for the forthcoming Olympics. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful megastructure content.